Hello and welcome back to the Helmet Head podcast, and boy do we have a good episode for you today, because I've received an email from James. And what James has put is, hey Helmet Head, I'm a big fan of the Helmet Head channel, been that for years, and I'm really enjoying the new channel, the podcast. Your last podcast was awesome. So I have a question, hopefully you can help me with. It goes on to say, I am looking for a £5,000 or less adventure bike, and the aim of it is to use it to commute from restaurant to restaurant as I run a chain of restaurants. Plus, I'd like to be able to go on some weekend 11 out of 10 adventures just like yourself. So, can you suggest to me the perfect bike for less than £5,000? It's got to be an adventure bike. It's got to be able to take all of my kit with me. Whatever bike you choose will be the bike that I buy. That's putting the pressure on James. And this email is from a guy called James West. Hopefully you'll see him in the comments, and hopefully if he buys a bike that I suggest, he's not made a big mistake. But what I did, James, with the pressure on, I've gone through eBay, Auto Trader, a load of websites to find what I believe is 4 bikes, and one of them is the perfect one for you. So I'm going to go through the list from the cheapest to the most expensive, and what we'll do at the end, I'll tell you which one I'd actually pick. So you remember, this is for less than £5,000. This is an adventure bike that's got to be able to take his stuff and him from restaurant to restaurant. He's not said the distances, but I'm guessing it's a decent distance for his working day, plus something at the weekend he can load up and go off on an 11 out of 10 adventure. So here we go. First bike, starting off at the cheapest, going to the most expensive. The first bike for £4,000 I found that I thought was cracking. Now all these bikes, just want to say this as well, these are all from garages. You can find all of these currently listed on eBay, but they're all from garages, and majority of them offer delivery. So here we go. The first one I came across, what I thought was a bargain for £4,000, a Kawasaki KLE 650 Versus. Now it's 2012 plate. Its mileage is 17,552. There's some big pluses to this though. It's got full service history. Obviously all these bikes come with a long MOT that you need here in the UK. It's also got full luggage, essential for what you want to do. Heated grips for in case you get stuck out at night and your hands start getting a little bit cold. Custom seat for awesome comfort. Touring screen to keep all the wind off of you, and handguards as well. £4,000, 2012 plate. Now, I think the Versus, they are bargain bikes for what you get for the money. They are bargain bikes. Kawasaki have proven time and time again how good this 650 engine is. And this is really the bike if you want to keep your budgets down and get the most for your money. This is definitely the one. The one thing I don't like about the Versus is that on this model, this was more of the single front headlight. What reminds me more of like a robot sort of B style shape. That's the thing that I don't like, but everything else I do like. And for £4,000, that's a bargain. Let me move on to my next choice. This is the Suzuki V-Strom 650. Now this is in the Superbike factory because they're all over the place. They offered obviously delivery, the entire lot. This bike is a 2015 plate, so it's that little bit more newer. The mileage 11,808, a little bit less mileage. It comes with not as much stuff though. Heated grips, full panniers, windscreen extender, and the price comes in at £4,482. Now the Suzuki V-Strom, they don't change much on them over the years because they're proven. Again, they're good engines, they're good bikes, the seat heights are reasonably low as well. It's got the full panniers that you want on it, and they just work. They're like the tractors of the adventure bike world. They just keep going and keep going and keep going. So that is the next choice I came up with. Remember, all these are on eBay. You can go and find them for sale. Right now, can't guarantee that they're sale for tomorrow. But even still, James, this will give you an idea of the bikes that I would be looking at. Moving on to my next one, the Triumph Tiger 800. Now, this is a 2014 plate bike. It's a... Oh, actually, yeah, no, it is. It's 2014 plate bike. Its miles is 29,000 miles, slightly higher than the others. But Triumph Tiger, with that triple engine, it's just proven. it comes with heated grips, full panniers, it comes with auxiliary lights, crash guards as well. So it comes pretty much fully loaded as well. Now the Triumph Tiger 800, 2014, price $4,495. Now for sheer looks, I think this bike looks absolutely incredible. Those got his panniers again that you're after. You've got your heated grips again to keep your hands warm if you're getting those chilly nights, if you end up getting stuck at work trying to get back or on a tour. And the power delivery, especially from this engine, is just all the way through. It just keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. So that's choice number 3. Like I said, at the end of this list, I will let you know which one would be the one I'd actually go out and buy. So up last but not least, okay, this is stepping up a little bit further. This is the BMW R1200 GS 2009 plate. Now, the mileage is the higher end because these are so used as touring beasts, these machines, these are motorway mile munching beasts, right? It's done 38,445. That's not big mileage for these bikes. Full history, panniers, crash bar, engine guards, light guards, auxiliary lights. It comes with everything that you're going to need. Again, if you're stuck at night, you're going to have to switch on those auxiliary lights, light up everywhere that you're going to want to go and see. It's a big, big adventure bike. And the thing about it is that if you are having to hack big miles between these restaurants or these weekend tours, you're talking about, say, for instance, jumping on the motorway and going for a tour across France or go and do the NC 500, depending where you live and stuff like that. This bike, you could sit on it all day and just hack up the miles. So they're the 4 bike choices, and I generally think that all 4 from garages. This is the thing, they're not just, you know, they're not private like sellers. These aren't auction bikes, these are from the garage. They come with all the checks, they come with long MOTs, a lot of them come with 3-month warranty as well, and obviously that peace of mind to know that's all being done. These are all good bikes. The Kawasaki's awesome, the Suzuki V-Strom's awesome, the Tiger's awesome, and the BMW GS 1200 is awesome. Now, the thing about the BMW GS, for me, if I was going to go out and buy one, I'd want to spend probably another £2,000 outside of your budget, and it would be a 2013 plate because it's got the liquid cool, and most of them, they come with cruise control as well. For me, to do some decent mile hacking, I love a bit of cruise control. So, I wouldn't buy the GS out of all these bikes. I mean, I would, like I said, I would, but this isn't one I'd pick for you, James. Now, the Kawasaki Versus is also an awesome bike, the 650, it's fantastic, but it's still not another bike that I'd turn around and say for you to go out and get right now, unless you want to save yourself £1,000. The Suzuki V-Strom, exactly the same, another awesome machine, proven track record, but that wasn't the one either. For me, if I was going to buy this list with that budget, it would be the Triumph Tiger 800. Now the reasons why is because I've owned the Tiger 800. I've owned also the 1200 GS. I have ridden a Suzuki V-Strom. I have ridden a Kawasaki Versus. But what I think about the Tiger is that it's right in your middle ground. It's almost the best of both worlds. It's got that slightly bigger engine. It's got that sort of pull. It's got that torque. Fully loaded, I rode my Triumph Tiger all the way to Scotland and around Scotland in winter. That's on the Helmet Head channel on some videos, and it did a cracking job, and it just rode fantastically. Now the BMW, on the other hand, if you're going to use it to commute to different places in regards to restaurants and you want to get off, it's a big bike to have for an everyday ride, especially if you're only doing short distances, jumping on, jumping off, where the Triumph Tiger for me is that little bit smaller, it's that little bit lighter, it's that little bit more easy to chuck around. And really, that is my biggest reason. Like the GS, like I said, I've had one of them as well, and I found it to be a big beast to handle. Great, absolutely great bike, and I'd love to have another GS on the channel that I'm sure I will do in the near future. But it would be a big bike for me just to turn up. If you, for instance, if these restaurants are, say, one part of the city that you live in and another part of the city, it's a big bike to cart around. That's kind of my thinking. So James, please pick, this is the biggest thing, please pick which bike you think looks the best, which bike you think's best value for money, and which one you think would suit you best. Mine's just an opinion, what's the most important thing. But that being said, what will interest me more than anything is in the comments, out of those 4 bikes, which one would you recommend to James? Have I got it wrong? Do you think one of those is better? Because I'm sure we're going to see a massive split decision here. So it should be really, really interesting. And that is today's podcast pretty much done. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that hits that subscribe button. This podcast channel is new. It's a secondary to the main Helmet Head channel. There is links to the main Helmet Head channel where I am riding around the world, including bike review videos, well tour videos, very much cinematic, very much filmed, where this of course is a podcast. But I'm trying to build up the podcast channel more and more and more. It's growing every single day, and you could do me a massive favour just by hitting that subscribe button. It is completely free. And if you got some value, if you're enjoying it, please also hit that thumbs up button. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this podcast. I can't wait to read those comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.